Okay, so this is the second lesson video, and in this one we're going to do the steps necessary to create or start our macro level database. That's the database that has the unit of analysis of the individual roll call vote, and we're going to use that to code our votes and orient them later in the semester. For now, we need to just follow some of the steps from the earlier lesson. We just need to go find the votes and get the data up in our window. So let's go and follow our databases. We had this one under Congressional ProQuest, so let's go find Congressional ProQuest. Once we pull Congressional ProQuest up, let's search by number. Public law number for this one was 107155, and that's going to give me the McCain-Feingold Act. So I'm going to search on that. That's going to give me, that looks about right. I'm going to go down here to the legislative history. Legislative history, highlighted 107155, that tells me I'm in the right spot. I'm going to click on this, and the key link here is the bill profile report, because that's going to give me the information on those roll calls that we need to put in the macro database. Okay, so when I click the bill profile report, that's got a lot of different things here: the overview, the actions, the committee sponsors, but the one we're interested in is floor votes. As you'll see, we've got 2 Senate votes here, but we've got a series of House votes, and all of these are amendments. So the vote question is the amendment. So here we go. Vote report includes the House roll call vote number 19. Here's the date. Here is the vote question or the type. So this is an amendment vote. And then here's the vote outcome, or the vote description, basically, that we're going to use. We're going to copy that over. And then this final one is 177 ayes, 245 nays. We're going to put all of this data in our macro level database. Okay, so this is House vote, and all of these are going to be amendments. We go through a series of amendments. And then if we paste all the way down, page all the way down, we'll go down here and we'll find the final passage vote. So 236 ayes, 187 nays, and this is final passage. So we need to get this data over into a spreadsheet that we're going to use for the course, and that's what this project is about, or this step of the project is about. So before we do anything, let's print this off. Let's go up here, File, Print. And you should pull something up that looks about like this. It'll have the bill profile, and it'll go through and we'll have all this different information in it. Go ahead and print that off and just keep it. Start your folder, and we'll be referring back to this as we go through and create this data. Okay, good. Okay, so once you print off your roll call votes, you're ready to enter in your data. I gave you a template in the D2L system, so our project folder. There is this template file, and it's already an Excel sheet, and it's exactly what I'm going to be looking at here. You can use it as, you can just kind of delete the cell contents and enter in this information. So this is what your macro level database is going to look like. It is going to have the Congress, the year, the date of the roll call vote, and this first roll call number is the one listed in the bill profile report. The second one, just leave blank, at least initially. We'll explain what that is in one of the later videos. It comes about when we have to go and find the votes to do the micro level database. And so after that, we've got the amendments, right? So it's the type of vote, and that's right out of those descriptions. Notice we've got 14 amendments and then 1 final passage, and so just insert a type there. These descriptions come directly from the ProQuest file, so all you have to do is go over here in this one. So this is House roll call vote number 19, just merely cut and paste. So go through, right click, copy. One secret you need to know is when you're in here, right click and paste special, and then use the text, because what that does is it puts it into whatever the format is of the particular sheet that it's working with. So you don't get a lot of font format problems and everything else, and it works out real well. And then enter in your aye and nay votes. Another couple things on format here. When you're doing format, it's actually, I know we like to put in colors and things to help us input data, but it's actually not useful when you're doing one of these databases. You're entering this data into an Excel sheet, and the reason you're doing that is because you're eventually going to pull it into SPSS, or you're going to pull it into some other type of format. And if you have a lot of fancy cell shading and fancy fonts that may or may not be found elsewhere, what happens is you'll get conflicts between Excel and the stat package, and so it'll cause you headaches down the line. So I always try to keep things as kind of plain and vanilla as possible. Here I've just got it in Calibri or whatever, which is the base font for Excel. I've got it in a large size, just black and white. Notice on these things they change the row heights, and so once you get that data in there, it won't all fit in the cells, and so all you have to do is go down to the bottom of the list, go up to the Format tab, and then auto fit row height, and it'll shape it just the way it is. In the descriptions, go in and right click, do format cells, and then in this one there's like number format. You can use this to do dates and everything else, so these will be date formatted over here. On alignment, make sure you select wrap text, because what that does is it wraps the text within the boundaries of the cell. And so a lot of times if you're pasting out of a browser into your cell, it won't have that wrap text function to it, and so you'll get these really long cell entries, and it won't look proper. So that's a good one to know as well. Okay. Generally speaking, you want to do numbers oriented to the right, like they are here. Text is oriented to the left side of the column, and that just kind of is good for visually understanding the difference between the two. So once you go through and enter in all these different cells, with the exception of roll call 2, which is coming in, you'll be completed, and you'll just save that, and you'll submit it into the D2L Dropbox, and I'll look at it. One final note, I do cross-check these. I'll cross-check these to make sure that you did the data entry correct and you're graded on that. So make sure that this stuff matches up. Data entry is really important, and the quality of data entry is really important. It's reliability of the data, and so you'll be assessed on that.